In my own journey, I have realized that beyond or behind self-care habits, there are these deeper ideas or important principles that we are following, or at least we should be following. Without this, it's hard to maintain the habits and make a real difference. But with this, even the smallest habits can become life-changing. In this video, I will share 7 rules or guidelines that have helped me the most. Number 1, always reflect before starting. I believe that it's so crucial that we first take a moment to think what is actually creating stress in our life before creating these self-care routines or systems. Because if we do that, we might just create habits that give us temporary relief without actually solving any root cause or root issue that is causing us the stress in the first place. So take a moment to think, what are some areas in your life that is causing stress right now? It could be your work, your relationships, some financial worries, or even some social expectations. There could be many different reasons for that. And after that, reflect if there's something that is preventing you from taking action. Even if you know that these positive changes will create positive changes, sometimes we have these obstacles or barriers. They can be mental in our own heads, for example, self-doubt that I'm not sure if I can do this, or external barriers that, for example, you're worried about time. And after that, you just prioritize. You think, what are the biggest stress creators in your life right now? And you focus on those. You start with those. Number 2, use discomfort to understand yourself better. Life changes often disrupt our comfort zone, and this can cause us to basically question everything, our priorities, our values, our direction in life. But these questions are many times not signs of just confusion, but very important reflections that can lead to clarity and deeper understanding of ourselves and our aspirations. And I personally believe that it's so important that we listen to these thoughts and watch for these signs. By challenging ourselves and exploring different opportunities, we open doors to things that most likely are more aligned with our values. So for example, in my life, I moved away from my home environment, my home country, and was exposed to this completely new lifestyle. And I became way more minimalist. And this led me to understand my own values better. And then that led to me, for example, quit my job that I talked about a few videos ago. And now that is putting me back into this discomfort mode. And now I'm learning a lot of new things again. So it's just this circle or cycle that keeps repeating all the time. It's just starting to rain, so I will go inside now.
12 seconds later.
Number 3, adapt to your current situation. When it comes to self-care, it's crucial to adapt your practices and routines to your current life circumstances versus to the situation where you think you should be already. In my opinion, the approach should be realistic and sustainable. That prevents the disappointment from trying to maintain practices or habits that are just not suitable for your current life situation or your energy levels, for example. Life is dynamic and things change. You cannot always do what you would like to do or have the routine, the system that you would like to have. This is the ideology that I used when I was creating my guide to unhurried mornings, which is basically this free guide to create a powerful morning routine full of self-care habits. I'll leave a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. It's completely free. And it's very much about this sustainability and being realistic. In my life, usually I dedicate my weekends to these personal projects or passions. When I want to learn something new, it's really like a self-care habit for me to balance out the work. However, currently my grandma is sick and I go there during the weekends to take care of her, take care of the house and etc. So I'm more than happy to do that because I adapted to it. I understand that I can do my personal projects during other days or other times even. I can cut back from those and do this, I prioritize this. But if I wasn't willing to accept the situation right now, I think I would just feel miserable going there to do something that is actually a good thing. Or another example is that now when I'm recovering from an injury, when I'm thinking of a physical self-care, I cannot do those same hard workouts that I did months ago. I have to do something that is based on my current situation. So something that is lighter, something that is more gentle for my body. Number 4, balance long-term and short-term needs. This means focusing on what is important right now while still at the same time planning for the future. It's about managing those daily tasks and immediate needs without sacrificing long-term happiness. I aim to do this with all areas of my life, but I think starting with just one is already excellent. That is already important. The focus can be, for example, 50-50, so 50% short-term, 50% long-term. If you believe that you are already in your life in a relatively good position, that you can think things a little bit ahead for the future, you can do some planning and work already towards those. In the home area, if for example you want to create a minimalist home, the short-term action could be just this daily tidying up, little habits like that, and then the long-term could be spending some time to plan some big projects or renovations, and then maybe even executing those to make sure that your home is and feels home to you and creates and gives you that comfort. I think in the financial area of life, this is the most obvious. Short term is just this daily budgeting. You are going to a grocery store and check what is the best price, make some choices there, and then in the long term you are saving money, for example, to buy a home, or you are thinking of some other long-term investments, like for example when you retire. And I think also in social situations we have this. When you are, for example, starting a new relationship, you want to spend and dedicate a lot of energy, time and focus to that. You want to nurture it, but still at the same time you shouldn't forget those long-term relationships, the people that have been there for multiple years of your life or even many decades while you are nurturing this relationship that requires a lot of attention right now. So kind of balancing those two at the same time. Number 5, self-care doesn't have to be all or nothing. Often small changes can be as impactful or even sometimes more impactful than these long routines or big changes in your life. Small changes are way easier to integrate in your life, and that many times means that you actually do them. For example, drinking a glass of water or taking a break while you are working. And I think that these small positive changes build momentum over time. When you are doing them all the time, it's so much easier to build on top of that other small habits. This gradual process helps you build a sustainable self-care routine, and starting that feels so much less daunting when you don't have to start immediately with this huge routine, but you can start with even one small thing, and it makes also the whole habit more likely to actually stick. If you want some assistance in your self-care journey, check out the Clear the Noise challenge. It is completely free as well. It's something to get this journey started for you, or if you have already started, to challenge you even further. The link is in the description as well. Number 6, stop analyzing your happiness constantly. I think quite ironically, at least for me, the more I think about how happy I am, the less happy I feel, or overall less life satisfaction I seem to have. While it's important to be mindful of your well-being, obsessively measuring how happy you are constantly can lead to more anxiety and stress. Very much like trying to do hours of preparations to fall asleep fast, and then when the time comes, you cannot really fall asleep because you were just trying too hard. I of course know that it's not this black and white, but I think when you stop over-analyzing this and just start to be in the present moment and not think if this is a good moment, if this is a bad moment, happy moment, sad moment, but you just exist and live it, life starts to feel so much brighter. I believe that people who practice positive habits to create a balanced lifestyle and not necessarily to become happy tend to be happier. And anyway, happiness is not a constant state. We all have our ups and downs, so don't get caught up in this happiness trap. Number 7, remember that this is your unique journey. Everyone's life experiences, challenges, and paths are completely different, and comparing yours to somebody else's may just create these unrealistic expectations and unnecessary stress. You have control of your mindset, actions, and choices, so instead of worrying about what other people are doing in their life and where they are now and that you are not there yet, focus on these things that you can actually control. So use other successes as encouragement and not this benchmark where you absolutely need to get to. And I know that this is so much easier said than done, but at least aim for that. Celebrate your own milestones and achievements and trust that you are moving forward at the right pace. You can check out the free resources mentioned in this video. They are all linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to stay kind and meaningful in your own beautiful journey. See you in the next one. Ciao.